with other US and Canadian teams. I'm sure they will be up to the task. We'll get straight into the bans here on Cafe Dostoyevsky with an immediate zombie ban at Rio that was most commonly paired up with Castle, but we saw Mira sometimes, we saw Mute sometimes, and yeah, okay, it'll be Clash, of course. Ashen opening things up with a spawn peek attempt, and he will get it the second time around. Skimzy from the...
Because even if you don't watch the NA League, you know about G2, you know about FaZe, you know about Furia, you know about KAG. If you don't watch the NA League, you probably don't. Or if you didn't watch at the time the Latin America League, you probably don't know about Team Cruelty. But hey, they get a pick. Down goes Fultz at Ivan's hand, and he's looking for yet another on-white stairs. The upside down rappel from Matumbo is there to cut off any potential cross that could be had. Benjamaster's prepared and waiting for it, and will now test his fate against an upside down rappel. Matumbo gets the kill either way, as the smoke does most of the work. First round, and I assume most people would have thought that maybe SSG's going to walk away with several flawless rounds. That's not the case. There's an Ashen last two alive with 40 seconds left, Jesse.
Yeah, good positioning though, and catching Fatal completely off guard, but loses it anyways. Good trade from Newers, now a 1v1 up against Matumbo.
He's got the drop on him, and also has the mark, as Fatal's gonna crawl. They're hoping for a pickup, and with 20 seconds left, I think this is the right read, but they're being spam pinged through the wall. Newers gives his position away, and now the Capitao Matumbo crouched next to that soft wall. Could he swing? Newers doesn't know where he is. Fatal bleeding out. The Para will rattle away, and now the Bailiff goes in, and Newers plays it so well around now, as SSG doesn't show that same unbridled enthusiasm with getting an early pick. Never mind, I say that right, as Ashen deletes Matumbo from the face of Earth. Skimzy follows seconds later. Benja, the only casualty at the moment, but Newers will join him at Pyro's hands just a second later. That's a great round for both of these teams, but it's fallen apart, and now Fatal is left all by his lonesome. 10 seconds to go to find Fultz and Ashen. Ashen, who's now tucked into the closet, and he sees him, and Ashen wins the duel.
Some Benja content in there.
I like it.
I mean, the focal point here.
Oh, I mean, when you've got people like Ashen, I mean, not that I'm going to speak for all Danish people, but most of the Danes I've met are quite bashful. They don't want to be the star of the show. They are very happy doing their job and doing it well. Ashen dies to Ivan, as that's the very first pick for Team Cruelty here in round number 3.
Oh, he's in a plant spot, though, and there's only impacts to really stop this, unless somebody goes above.
It's entirely possible. Not happening at the moment. Diffuser does go down. Fatal dies for it. Newers is dropped. Benja falters as well. And the shield is still upright from Team Cruelty, which will be a difference in keeping this one alive. Ivan on the top floor will need to be dealt with. Is it Fultz or J9? No, in that position. The Diffuser might be in a spot where only the Ash can deal with it. Ivan will give up that spot and now drop over towards White Stairs, taking out J9O. And a flawless rotation for SSG, now in peril, as Fultz will drop, confronting the mountain. He unextends, but for a moment. But where is Ivan? That's the question. Time now too late for SSG to persevere. Cruelty will win no matter what happens in the kill department.
You would be very familiar with. I loved the plant spot coming out from Matumbo in that round. Didn't feel like SSG had any real answer.
It's not my place to say, but it will certainly improve their ability. They've already had some good looks here against Spacestation. Fultz reads Ivan like a book, though, and Fultz looks for a second, finds it. What an incredible two-piece for him inside a VIP, and could a third be had? He gets the down and secures. Nobody able to shake Fultz.
Still absolutely got it. Old man world champion. Gonna go for 4. This is a really... What? He still finds it? Okay.
What are you doing?
That's
Why would
tough.
you attempt that play? What? He clears ticket and will now look over towards Pixel, but Spacestation can just play time. 1 minute to go. 4 players. At this point, a clutch from Pyro will require a misplay from several of the players on SSG. They won't give it to him. Newer swings, gets the kill, and it's random pug team and almost lost. And it was very objectively very funny, but also quite embarrassing. Somebody will remember, speaking of objectively embarrassing, the amount of spawn peaks that SSG is pulling off on Team Cruelty is just, it should not be happening. And the frustration that will come out on the side of Team Cruelty is only going to continue to grow. At SSG, this just might be the thing that proves me wrong. This is such a ridiculous decision by Ivan. It works for one, but that's all he's going to get because Fultz shuts him down. But I mean, the cojones to drop into Freezer for Team Cruelty is really just something else. Kudos to Ivan for pulling it off, but I got to say, it's something where if it works, we call it brilliant. If it doesn't work, we go, what were you thinking? Pyrox with a kill onto Fultz. Fultz has been shut down. He's having a great game. 8 kills through 5 active rounds. And now it's Skimzy waiting for Benja inside a coat check. Benja's the last one left. He's watched his teammate die. Trying to control the recoil on that 416 is really quite a heady task. Now it's Mutombo to reposition, and Pyrox finishing him off. 1/2s. We saw 5 1/2s so far today in terms of competitiveness. Cruelty, if they win this round, it will be the most competitive first half we had all day. And to their credit, I think they can pull it off. They start by eliminating the Fenrir Benjamaster. Fatal on the board first. Cruelty pulling off these upside down repels and really abusing it is a great thing to see. Now it's Mutombo in the midst of the smoke with Diffuser at the halfway point with 1 minute and 35 seconds still left on the clock. That is a gutsy play. Ashen and J90 will equalize the numbers back to a 3v3. Newers and Ashen have lost a lot of HP, so in terms of the health of these teams, Cruelty is in a great spot. And Pyrox is outside the building on the glass. He'll be a tough operator to challenge in a 1v1, barring, of course, a misplay from Pyrox, who now fires away towards that diffuser. He's got SSG scared to run out, but Fatal greets them. Ashen hops on to counter defuse, but he's washed away by Skimzy. It's all up to J90, who gets
the attack. I mean, you've got to say that favors Cruelty. SSG may be a bit more mentally resilient, but I'm not even so sure after Rio. This is a brilliant spot to be for the MX team. Team Cruelty, I will say as well, a great execute. Jumping in on the mining bomb site, getting that diffuse kit down. They got an opening pick for the first time. They followed it up with a second pick. I don't hate this. Again, once things start going bad, you got to start taking more and more risks. Still loses the fight to Ashen. There's going to be some typing after this round, Parker. That's my prediction. Ashen feeling himself, and after such a disrespectful defense round from Team Cruelty, they like to send those words. They avoid a flawless defeat on the side of Cruelty. It's not going to be easy.
No, I mean, they've softened up Ashen and Benjamaster to boot. And Skimzy's now being watched from the window, from the drop over towards red. He's worried about Piano, and he gets punished.
Oh, given the bomb sites below.
Now 1 minute. These have been very quick rounds. Usually we see more action at this point. Fatal will die at the hands of Benjamaster, who's been quite quiet. He dies after Pyrox drops. J90 trades him right back, and suddenly Cruelty has been reduced to just 2 players. Make that 1. Skimzy last alive yet again, as all of the guns from Spacestation seem to be
very standard, similar to the first time Cruelty pushed this bomb site. It's going to be a 5v5, last probably 45, 30-second execute as they drop through the freezer. Looks like they're in now as Ashen's starting to make a move.
Takes out Ivan. Numbers will be even. Calm before the storm at this point. 45 seconds left. SSG now striking more than once. 2 unanswered kills. And again, this back take is still to be had. They've got a read on the Fenrir Pyrox, who now needs to scoot out of that position inside a freezer. Kochek being cleared by J90, who only flashes himself. No targets to be had. Pyrox was spotted earlier, finished off by Newers. And now it's Mutombo and Skimzy as the last 2 remaining. These are the 2 support players you tend to see their names in the cut and thrust of an execute. Only impacts in their pocket, so no worry about a nitro cell. And as Cruelty tries to get closer to the bomb site, they get punished by the bevy of SSG.
Using a lot of IQ on the side of SSG. We've seen a bit of Dokkaebi, obviously a lot of soft breach coming out. They'll remove the Grim. That was how many players have dropped into red, approximately where they're at. Benja took 99 damage, I believe, from a nitro of Pyrox. Does get taken down by Fultz as an answer after Benja was the first death.
SSG does trail here, suffering both Benja and J90. After the round has expired, they'll find Ivan, who's been dropped, but is he just baiting them in? No, he was trying to crawl for safety. Down goes Skimzy as well, so Fatal and Mutombo are left alive. That's an ugly one, but it's Mutombo and Newers in a 1v1. Newers, the newest addition. Callout said they failed him at reload to build the team around his abilities. He's had a pretty good game so far. And Mutombo very close in kills. With 1 minute left and plenty of ammunition, Newers can continue to pick away at these soft walls. Matumbo's got the Bearing 9 and the Supernova. So he's going to have a hard to control secondary and a shotgun at close range. That won't really benefit him if Newers can keep him at a safe enough distance.
Matumbo
tries to dislodge him from a position that he thinks with that fire. Go ahead.
Matumbo has the kit, is all I'm saying.
You think he's going to... Who do you think wins here, Matumbo or Newers?
Newers won the last time they had a 1v1, top floor.
That's not an answer.
I think he repeats.
Well, Jesse says Newers is going to win. Can he accomplish it? Tearing some strips off of the Echo, who now knows he has to go for a swing. Newers is hitting all the common spots, and with 9 bullets left, it's just a game of chicken at this point. The shotgun, so damaging. Newers just saw it. He saw the suppressor. He knows where he is. How do you not see him against the wall, Newers? Come on now. There we go. Jesse, you were right. I don't know if it was tunnel vision or...